Hi, and welcome to Bauer Business Bites. My name is David Tighe, and I'm the Managing Director of Bauer Media Northern Ireland. And we've launched this series of talking heads videos to try and help people who may be in business or who may be in the marketing and advertising world over the next few weeks. So we'll be talking to a series of influencers over the next few weeks. And our first guest, I'm delighted to introduce. He may be known to some. Is John Keane, who's the Chief Executive of Ardmore. John, you're very welcome to Business Bites.
Hi, David. Nice to see you.
And nice to see you too there. I have been told, a little birdie tells me that you are sporting a lockdown hairdo. Can I confirm this as the first question?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I decided I needed the wartime haircut to take all matters of vanity away, and just there you go. So, if nothing else, I can now be our company's principal debt collector.
Well, I don't know whether well, let's just say I think it suits you to look at this point in time. I don't know what you used to look
Thank you.
like, but I think it suits you. And in fact, I need to take
No
some lessons
better.
because this is becoming like a comb over at this point. But anyway, you're really welcome, and I think we should just, for the benefit of those who don't know, just tell us a little bit about Ardmore in a kind of a bite-sized chunk. Where did Ardmore come from? What kind of clients are you working with right now? And then we can get onto some more detail.
Well, Ardmore's just over 30 years old as a business now. We're what the industry calls an integrated communications agency. That simply means our job is to work out what consumers are thinking and connect businesses and brands with those consumers as efficiently and effectively as possible. We're very lucky that we have a great range of clients here in Northern Ireland across all sectors: grocery, tourism, um, finance, and utilities. And then we also have international clients such as Subway and Stena, who we're very proud to have worked for many years. So yeah, we're very well represented in clients in Northern Ireland. Then we're part of an international network of 70 agencies across 40 countries. And I think in the last year, we've worked across 16 different countries in the world, which for a small business based in Northern Ireland, full of very talented people in Northern Ireland, that's something we're really, really pleased about, very proud of.
Great. And what kind of learns are you getting right now? What kind of insights are you getting right now into best practice? If someone's watching this and they are perhaps running their own business or they have used agencies in the past, what kind of insights can you give us on what's happening right now in terms of the thinking of representing brands in this current situation that we're in?
I suppose, David, it depends very much on what category the clients are in. In the hospitality leisure sector, it's been really hard hit. It's been decimated in many ways. Um, so the most that guys in that sector can do at the moment, when there's no opportunity for them to conduct business directly, is just to stay relevant. And we've seen fantastic evidence of that. Restaurateurs in Northern Ireland, now McKenna, James Street, Michael Dean, and others, creating direct to client propositions to stay relevant, to help their consumers. Um, I think the for those who are still trading, it's about staying authentic, putting the client needs, the consumer needs at the center of everything you do. This is really a time for kindness if you can manage that. And for the big corporates who are unaffected by it, and the big communications businesses that are unaffected by it, very much this is a time, show us, don't tell us. So great behavior. There's been some fantastic brands. Lidl, who we represent, have worked very hard at changing and making it safe for people to come and do business. Duns, who we don't represent, again, have done exactly the same thing. So good behavior, good corporate behavior, communicate safety, but put your consumer first. How can you make it easier for them to do business with you safely and comfortably?
That's great advice. Really interesting to get that insight. You can hear that when you're consuming media at the moment. Those messages seem to be those advertisers who are taking that stance are really coming through loud and clear right now. And I think it's a really distinctive message that's being communicated well. Just in terms of the media landscape, from where you're sitting, how do you think that has it changed? Do you think it's changed forever? There's a lot of talk about how people's habits have now changed and how people won't be the same in the future. What's your sort of broad take on the landscape?
I think there have definitely been winners and losers in this. This is a time for trust, and people in huge numbers have turned back to the traditional news media. So radio yourselves has had a fantastic return to prominence, partly to do also with longer congregation times in households where people could spend time. But that's also down to the connection that your presenters and your journalists have created and the belief that people have in what they're saying. Um, TV similarly has a fantastic, has over 30% increase in those people who are watching television at the moment. And not just for the news, they're looking for entertainment, as they are with you. They're looking for some light relief from the news. So the traditional media brands are actually having a field day at the moment. The more authentic of the digital brands also, but I would say very difficult times for the more mediocre amongst the influencers and those that are less easy to trust. This is a time for trust, for kindness and humanity, and people to see people doing good things. And I would have to commend you guys on your magnificent 6 to 10 slot with Pete, Paolo, and Rebecca. Fantastic.
Well, thanks very much. I'm sure they'll get to see the video, and if not, I'll pass it on. You talk about in your bio as having played rugby. Is there anything that is there anything that you can gain from that sporting insight that you think is relevant right now in terms of either managing a team or just from a general business perspective?
Well, the new haircut has revealed 64 stitches in head and face to my wife when she was cutting it, which I think was a bit of a shock. So maybe one lesson there: hard knocks. You just keep going. We're actually massively impacted by sport. We use sports psychologists with our team, with our leadership team, for management improvement, and for the widest team, we have a sports and performance psychologist available to all of our staff at the moment, whether working or furloughed. We hire often. We look for people who have played team sport because for me, it shows something about dedication and determination. Our MD was an international hockey player with over 130 caps for Ireland, and he's massively strong in that space. So the ability to get up and keep going, the ability to perform for one another, as the All Blacks would say, to put others first, I think is really important. I still coach mini rugby, although I'm getting older and fatter and finding it harder to keep up with the boys as they get older and stronger. They're 12 years of age at Estonian Seahorses. But it's magnificent. And it's like anything, I think giving back a wee bit to the community will pay back. But wonderful. And small increments of improvement. Don't expect to fix everything straight away. Look at your performance, set your goals, and go after those goals. And they may not come immediately, but there are many people who have proven in adverse circumstances that they can succeed.
Well, I think that's sage advice. And as we come to the end of this Business Bites edition, I would just like to say thanks very much for taking some time out to join us. And we appreciate your insight. Best of luck with future endeavours on and off the field. And all it leaves me to say is John Keane, Chief Executive of Ardmore, thanks for being our guest on Business Bites today.
My pleasure, David. Thank you.